Yo, what is going on guys, Houndish here, and thanks a lot for dropping by today for another Destiny video. And today we finally got that update patch 2.0 coming in preparation for the Taken King. We've been anticipating this for a little while, but last week we did hear, as well as a lot of other changes that we've seen in this update, which I'm sure you can check out when you finally get it downloaded, because it's one hell of a download if any of you guys are still downloading it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of changes in there. We've got the quests thing, the ghosts, just everything, and of course the weapon balancing. But what I wanted to talk about is this particular map here. I'm going to show you some gameplay. This is the Drifter, which is on like the Fallen Ketch, located somewhere in the reef, which is pretty cool. It's kind of scenery we haven't really had in a PvP map before, which is pretty awesome. There's a general theme, or not theme, or I should say style of how these maps kind of play out in general. So I figured I'd show you a little bit of gameplay and do some impressions of what I've seen in PvP overall, the maps and the balancing, very kind of broadly. But yeah, talk about it a little bit. And of course you are seeing this new legendary version of the Stranger's Rifle, which still performs pretty damn well. It's always performed fairly well in the Crucible, but yeah, it's still pretty viable. It's got that 32 crit damage. Nice, you know, it's pretty powerful. Pretty solid weapon in general. The 2-burst pulse rifles, like the Messenger and stuff, I've seen a lot since we've gone into this update. Of course, I've only had a few hours to play since actually getting the patch, but yeah, I've seen a lot of people using the 2-burst messengers, and they are, and not just the Messenger, you know what I'm talking about, Hopscotch Pilgrim and all that stuff. They're very, very viable and very, very powerful still, if not more so than before. But yeah, anyway, that's a different kind of topic. So this map and a lot of the other maps, one thing I've noticed, there's a lot more kind of long lines of sight which occur kind of around the outside of the map, you know, like tunnels and stuff like you can see here, and kind of little tricky doorways and things like that. And then another thing I've noticed is that the zones, such as on this map, are kind of fairly exposed, and in general on a lot of the maps are more exposed than perhaps they have been in the past in Destiny, and they have kind of varying routes of access which you can kind of defend from. So that's pretty cool, and it's kind of a new theme that they are kind of installing, because we are getting the zone control game mode, which is going to be literally points scored only by holding zones. So you can see how these kind of map layouts, and this one in particular, having the zones in kind of vulnerable places will make that, you know, much more interesting in general. I'm not sure which maps you can actually play Rift on entirely. The only ones I've seen have been Bannerfall. What was the other one? I can't even remember the other one that was on, but they're all the kind of parallel maps. I've seen Pantheon as well, came up quite a lot, the old Dark Below Pantheon map, and it's kind of, you know, it's a long map again with those long kind of stretches. Oh, that's the other one I played, the Frontier, which is the other side of Twilight Gap map, I do believe, and that's pretty damn cool. Very, you know, interesting game mode, Rift. I would have liked to have kind of had some Rift gameplay right up in here, but I found that some of these maps are perhaps not in that rotation because they're not suited so much for it, not kind of the right shape or size or whatever. But yeah, so in general, this is very refreshing for Destiny's Crucible to have these new maps and modes. They're a lot of fun, very objective based in general, particularly Rift, you know, and it's an interesting one because if you're not even landing the actual the sparks, if you're not taking them back, you kind of, this points is still gained very much by getting involved in doing that. So if the enemy team is just literally defending and not attempting to take the spark, but you're taking the spark but not actually getting it to their rift necessarily, then you're still going to win because you're actually attempting. You score as long as you're moving that spark, which is pretty cool because it kind of drives the objective a little bit more. If people want to sit back, yeah, they can defend their rift or whatever, but that's not going to let them win the game. So I do like that about the that kind of objective mode. They've really helped to add that objective and make it stronger within the game. Not enough people so far when I've been playing it are actually playing the objective. I've found it's kind of frustrating a lot if you play kind of in general lobbies, you know, with randoms, should I say. Yeah, it can be a little bit frustrating because people don't play the objectives, and I think that's always a problem in any kind of, you know, team mode where there are objectives. But yeah, either way, it does make the Crucible a lot more interesting, and as people get comfortable, of course, they will start to play the objectives a little bit more so. But yeah, overall, the maps and the modes are pretty damn cool. Can't wait to play, you know, more of them and really kind of work out some strategies, how they play, get some more experience playing those modes, because I think they're going to be a lot of fun going forward in the Taken King, and it's kind of a indicator of how the Crucible is, how they want it to play out, and the fact that they want it to be a lot more fun in the Taken King. So that is that element of it. In terms of weapon balancing, things do feel pretty nice. The auto rifles don't feel as powerful as the pulse rifles in general. Those real kind of powerful 2 bursts, like I was saying about the messenger and things like that. Red Death is still very, very good, very viable. Soros Regime and the Summoner both perform considerably better. Well, they feel like they perform, you know, much more strongly than they did before this patch. But yeah, I think at the moment, with the weapons that people are still using in the Crucible, they're not the best, but they are much stronger than they were before. The hand cannon's last word, I've noticed, definitely is a lot less accurate for sure than it was before. It's still a very powerful gun, but I think it's just going to be a little bit less user friendly in terms of, you know, being able to lay in damage easily. And check that dance out. That's a pretty cool dance. But yeah, I'm just talking random thoughts about the Crucible right there. But the hand cannons, yeah, not too bad. Thorn doesn't two-shot anymore. It still feels like a menace because as soon as you get that burn damage, it's like, oh no, here we go with Thorn again. But, you know, in general, it's in a better place now than it has been for a considerably, you know, long time. So that's definitely a good thing. But yeah, really liking the PvP maps. This map is really cool. You can see what I'm saying about being somewhat exposed. You know, there's quite long range view into that zone right there. But anyway, there you go, guys. Some random thoughts. My head is exploding. It's kind of late right here as well after downloading this patch. But anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed this random video and a bit of crazy gameplay right here on the Drifter. If you have, drop me a like and comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking of the update so far. Are you getting hyped for the Taken King? Because I sure as hell am. And hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you want to see more Destiny content. But for now, you guys take it easy. I'll catch you very soon. Peace out.